I think that women have made a ton of progress, but we can also be each other's worst enemies. It's still the case, and I hate to say it, some of the worst bosses I've had have been women, and sometimes colleagues in the workplace who are women. And I always think of the Madeleine Albright quote.
Well, that's what happens when you work with Kellyanne Conway.
I mean, well, I can't really get a word in without you attacking me, so I wouldn't say this is a totally different. This isn't like a totally different environment of women supporting each other.
This video is brought to you by the Officer Tatum Store, the Officer Tatum Store, FedEx, 3-day shipping on orders, free if you spend $120 or more. Ladies and gentlemen, we got all the cool merch here. Make Christmas great again. All of our new hats are available. Also, all of our products that we put on coming soon, we now have them available for pre-order. Let me tell you how this works. All you got to do is click on the item. If you want the item, it'll say pre-order. You click on pre-order, you purchase the order. We will ship it to you as soon as we get it in the stock. It only takes about a week or maybe a week and a half to get some of these things. Some of them are already on their way. If you pre-order today, you'll probably get it by the end of the week. If you somehow forget everything I just said, there's a carousel of items right below this. You can click on those, buy those there, or you can hit the link in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live and make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, if I need content, if I want viral videos, all I have to do is go to The View. Because these raggedy people, women, let me just say women, don't get mad at me. No, Brandon's sexist. These women are terrible. That's on The View. I think all of them are terrible if you ask me. I don't know them as, I don't know them personally, but their behaviors dictate that they struggling. But anyway, let me get to the subject at hand. I want to talk about toxic femininity because they talked about it on The View. And for some reason, women don't think that there's a such thing as called toxic femininity. They think it's toxic masculinity, that's a thing. But toxic femininity, they don't believe in it. And especially the women on The View, of course they wouldn't believe that they can do any wrong. But I'm going to play a clip because the young lady, Alyssa Griffin, literally went off on Ana Navarro because Ana Navarro was literally being toxic as she was saying that toxic femininity did not exist. Roll the clip.
Apparently the term toxic masculinity comes up a lot these days, but women took to Reddit to talk about when they faced toxic femininity from other women, like being told to act like a lady or getting bullied by other moms. Is this something you are aware of?
Oh, wait, before we begin, let me tell you something. I think we have a legal note from the werewolves.
No, I think it is real, though. We've come a long way in kind of critiquing some of the male practices that are not helpful and that needed to be called out. And I think that women have made a ton of progress, but we can also be each other's worst enemies. It's still the case, and I hate to say it, some of the worst bosses I've had have been women, and sometimes colleagues in the workplace who are women. And I always think of the Madeleine Albright quote.
Well, that's what happens when you work with Kellyanne Conway.
I mean, well, I can't really get a word in without you attacking me, so I wouldn't say this is a totally different. This isn't like a totally different environment of women supporting each other. But Madeleine Albright's always said there's a special place in hell for women who don't help and support other women. Right. And it's something I try to live by. I think that we have a duty to kind of give that back, especially for the women who come after us.
Oh, man, I bet her husband is so annoyed at her. However, Ana Navarro, there's no way she got a husband. If she do, he's miserable. He has to be miserable. I don't know. Unless she put on the front on the show, I couldn't even live with a woman that's that crazy. Because Kellyanne Conway, Kellyanne Conway is probably the coldest woman in the administration. She's one of the coldest women to ever be a press secretary. I mean, not Kellyanne Conway. Did I say Kellyanne Conway? Maybe Kellyanne Conway is not the one. It's Kayleigh McEnany is the one I like. Maybe not Kellyanne Conway. I met Kellyanne Conway before, and she was nice to me, but her husband was weird, and I don't know. Let me not speak to her character. But Ana Navarro was wrong. And if there is such thing as toxic femininity, she is the epitome of it. She literally is cutting off a woman and downing another woman on the show. She just said toxic femininity, women attacking each other. And then she's on the show interrupting her colleague while attacking another woman. I mean, I'm just saying, like, go to Real Housewives. Literally, they have a show on television of women tearing each other down every single day, making them cry, talking about their husbands. I'm surprised half of them don't jump off a cliff after they finish with the show. You talking about toxic masculinity. Toxic femininity is probably more of a thing than masculinity. You put women together on a job, and not all women, because all the women listening here, y'all perfect. Y'all ain't never argued with nobody before. But you get a bunch of women on one job, it's always drama. I remember at church, the men always got along at church. None of us had problems with each other. The brothers, we go pray together. We weren't in the cliques and everything. It's like 5 cliques in the church of women. This woman don't like this woman this week don't sit by these women. Then I had a woman in the parking lot. I'd never forget Sister Sia. She in the parking lot. The men go outside because we finished church. We about to walk outside and hang out and talk about football. Girl burning out in the parking lot at the church. Gravel going everywhere. She done flew out the thing. What happened, Brandon? Her and another girl got into it at the church. We supposed to be worshiping God, speaking in tongues, women fighting at the church. Now, I know that's not all women, but women do this more than men. I honestly believe that. Women are more cattier than men. And you can also look at the scenario of, can I keep it real with y'all for a minute? The same thing happens with gay men. They just like women. They catty and snapping on each other and got an attitude and emotional and everything. And I think that a lot of women suffer from that. So if they want to talk about men and say that there's toxic masculinity, there's definitely toxic femininity. And let me add another component to toxic femininity is the toxic baby mama. That is a scenario that I've seen play out so many times in my lifetime. And it is a stain on women when you have these toxic women that use their children as leverage against fathers, use their children as leverage to get government assistance. They literally use these children to gain status and victimhood in life. They rather run around and say, look at me, watch me roar, I'm a single mom, than to let the boy have his daddy in his life and be a more productive citizen. They rather be struggling. There's a woman that was on a show, I forget, she ended up getting embarrassed. She was on a show and she said, I'll eat out the trash can before I take some money from my baby daddy. She said her and her kid will eat out of a trash can before she take help from her baby's daddy, that boy's father. That's toxic femininity. And I know for a fact the men that are listening to me on this show, you know what I'm talking about. It happens so often in America that it is a shame. And so I just want to throw that out there because at the View they want to be one-sided. And they want to say it's toxic masculinity, but then act like they Stevie Wonder when it comes to toxic femininity. But hold the break, or hold the phone. I'll be back after the break.